I really never thought that I would ever have to make a video about Lil Wayne, and to avoid any argument, I'm not going to talk about his music, because I'm really just not interested in talking to his fanboys about his music. It just never gets anybody anywhere. So, with that being said, you obviously know that I don't particularly care for his music. Don't hate him as a person. I kind of like the fact that he's skating, which is what we're here to talk about today. Chances are you've seen the Double Rock footage of him skating his little personal quarter pipe at Thrasher's skate park, warehouse, whatever you want to call it. You've probably seen the pictures of him falling down. You've seen the pictures of his gashed eyebrow. You know that he's towing around his personal quarter pipe behind his tour bus. And before I get too far into it, I want to show you this month's new Thrasher, where they actually did a little story on him. They actually kind of make it appear that this whole thing over here is about him, but really it's just this little top part here, and then a picture of him with Malto down here. Which, by the way, I heard Malto is going to Adidas, which kind of sucks huge balls. Then you go over to the drop-in over here, and I'm not going to zoom in on it, but basically what it says is the #1 thing is Lil Wayne skating at least as good as Jeremy Rogers rapping. Which, if you've ever heard Jeremy Rogers rap, you know that's probably them mocking Lil Wayne a little bit. And we all know that Lil Wayne sucks right now. There's no disputing that. He is not a very good skateboarder at this point. I would say that he's probably progressing a little bit more quickly than a lot of people do. Although I don't know how long he's actually been skating, so I can't say for sure. But he's definitely trying. He definitely loves it. He's into it. And I think he's going to get a lot of urban kids into it as well. You know, the ghetto kids that in the past have been called white boy for skating, and you know, made fun of people that skated and all this and that. And I think it's going to really add to the popularity of skateboarding, and hopefully, eventually, the demise of skateboarding. I would like to see a lot more minorities in skateboarding. I think there's way too many suburban white guys that skate. I think there needs to be a lot more, you know, girls, black guys, Mexicans, gays, everything that you think doesn't fit into skateboarding, I think is exactly what we need more of in skateboarding, to be honest with you. It's pretty boring to see just the same people doing the same things. I think everybody needs to have a hero within skateboarding, and while I don't want it to be super popular, because I don't want to be crammed into parks, and I know as soon as it gets popular, that's what cities are going to start doing, is they'll throw a little shitty skate park up and say, oh, you can't skate in the street anymore, you've got a skate park, and I hate that idea. But I do like the idea that he's going to bring in a new generation of skateboarders as a result of the fact that he's skateboarding and people look up to him. I mean, whether he's a good role model or not is debatable. I suppose it's technically debatable, although I don't think I've ever seen him. I guess there's a couple things he has done that are probably role model-ish, but definitely not as a whole. I mean, you know. Anyways, without bashing the guy, I would like to say that I do like that he skates. I'm cool with that. I like that he's going to bring new people into skateboarding. I don't like that it's going to get super popular, but I hope that when it does get super popular, it dies, because I would really hate to see skateboarding go mainstream. That would be... I mean, I don't think it ever can. Well, I should take that back. I don't think street skating can ever go mainstream, because it's always going to be illegal. You're always going to be trespassing on somebody else's property, and there's really no way to get around that. But park skating could definitely go mainstream. That could be one of those things where, you know, fuck having a daycare center, we're going to put up a skate park, we'll rent skateboards, we'll rent helmets and pads, and cram kids in a cage and watch them go up and down ramps all day, thinking that they know what skateboarding is really about, which I guess for some people skate parks really are what skating is all about, but I just can't see the adventure in that, and that's part of the allure to skateboarding for me, is, you know, getting out in the street, finding new stuff, interacting with absolutely insane people. I don't know what it is about skateboards, but they definitely attract the most insane people to just come up and talk to you. Oh my god. Actually, that could be a whole series of videos, to be honest with you. It's just different interactions I've had with absolutely insane people. Like, sometimes I'm literally on the verge of just taking off sprinting in hopes that these people won't follow me or I can find a little place to hide so that they'll leave me the fuck alone. It's fun. I like it. And it's kind of depressing to me that Lil Wayne will never, ever get to experience that, because he's always going to have to be a park skater. And not even, I mean, he could be a public park skater, but he's not going to get much done in a public park because he's still too popular. Until his popularity dies down, if he goes to a public park, he's going to spend his whole time being harassed by kids that want his autograph. He's not going to get a chance to actually skate. So he's got to go to places like Double Rock and other private skate parks, you know, or hide behind closed doors somewhere so he can skate this little ridiculous mini quarter pipe. Like it's like literally knee high, and you know, that's probably, I'm sure he'll get into ramp skating eventually. He'll probably have a huge ramp built at his compound and have a bunch of skaters come over and hang out and shit like that because he's rich and he can. But you know, that's not what skateboarding is to me. To me, skateboarding is much more than just doing tricks on a ramp. It's the camaraderie and exploring new places with your friends, you know, hanging out. I would say when we go skating, it is probably 50% hanging out with friends, 50% skating. And I only really get to skate with people once a week. And we go from, you know, several hours, 6 hours probably. So a good 3 hours of skating on a Sunday isn't bad. I would like to do more actual skating. Unfortunately, my body just won't allow it right now. And if you've seen my other channel, you understand why. I'll do a video on this channel about it. But basically, I'm still not completely healed from my car accident 2 years ago. But we're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to diminish the meaning of this video. I'm looking for a conversation here about what you think Lil Wayne skateboarding is going to mean to the skateboarding community in general. What do you think is going to happen? And just for shits and giggles, what do you think about Jeremy Rogers and his awful rapping? Not his skating. I know his skating is amazing, but the guy he's a fucking tool.